Yes, good morning once again to all of you. We discussed the poem My Mother at 66 on Saturday, and we were having shortage of time, so at the end I hurriedly finished the poem. There was some queries from your side which I was not able to finish. Please raise your hands if you have any problem for any line so that we can discuss those lines before moving forward. If anyone is having any problem, you can raise your hands so that the problems can be solved. If any line or any phrase, any idea is not clear, you can raise your hand and ask your problems. Yes, Gurveer Kaur.
Ma'am, can you please explain my childhood's fear again? What was her
Okay,
childhood's fear?
okay.
Thank you.
Yes, coming to the second page, when we saw that they have reached the airport and the security check was going on, those who have visited the airport, they might have seen that there's a little distance in between the person who comes to see off and those who are taking the flight. For the check, they are taken separately. They are apart from the persons who have come there to see off. So the girl was standing at a distance and she looked at the face of her mother from that area where she was standing for the security check. I looked again at her wan and pale. She said, I looked at the face of my mother once again, that was pale and wan means colorless, dull, having no brightness, no shine on the face. In reality, what does she wants to say? Having no vigor and vitality, no strength at that old age. So she looked again at the face of her mother that was dull, pale, colorless, having no strength and vigor due to the old age. And she felt that her face was as a late winter's moon. As a late winter's moon means as the moon in the winter season, in the late winter season, because the moon at the end of the winter season also becomes dull. It loses its brightness and shine. That's why the face of the mother, that was due to the aging, due to the old age effect, it has become very pale and colorless like the late winter's moon, felt that old familiar ache. At that time, she felt, looking at the face of her mother, the old familiar ache, that means the pain or the sorrow which she had already felt. फेमिलियर थी उस पेन से, उस सौरों से, उस दर्द से जो कि उसने ऑलरेडी महसूस करी हुई थी, तो उसको एक बार फिर से वो पुरानी पेन, पुरानी एक जो थी वो महसूस हुई, which she had already felt in her childhood. My childhood's fear, that was the fear in her mind when she was a child. And at that time, what was the fear? That she would be getting married and she would be separated from her mother. In the childhood age, she had this fear in her mind that she would be separated from her mother due to marriage. And now at this time, she once again felt the same familiar ache, same pain, same fear in her mind. But now the fear was not of marriage, being separated after the marriage. The fear was that as her mother has grown old, she has aged, and due to that old age, she has lost her vigor, her strength and vitality, and decaying with the passage of time, and ultimately she will die. The same feeling she felt for herself. सेम फेमिलियर एक मतलब उसके माइंड में वही डर जो था वो पैदा हुआ, जैसा कि उसने बचपन में फील किया था, लेकिन अब वो डर वो नहीं था कि मैरिज की वजह से वो सेपरेट हो जाएगी. अब डर क्या था कि शी विल ऑल्सो ग्रो ओल्ड जस्ट लाइक हर मदर एंड शी विल ऑल्सो डिके एंड डाई जस्ट लाइक हर मदर. कि जैसे उसकी मदर का अब लास्ट टाइम जो है वो नियर था, इन द सेम वे शी विल ऑल्सो रीच टू द सेम एज, दैट फेमिलियर एज. मतलब उसको लगा जानी पहचाना सा वही दर्द जो कि उसने बचपन में अपनी मदर से सेपरेट होने का महसूस किया था, अब भी उसको वो सेपरेट होने का भी एक तो डर आ रहा है that her mother will die, and secondly she was feeling the same sense for herself कि वो खुद भी इस स्टेज में पहुंच जाएगी. She felt like that, but she did not let her mother realize this feeling. उसको लगा कि उसकी मदर को ये फीलिंग नहीं पता चलनी चाहिए कि उसके माइंड में ये डर आ रहा है या फीलिंग आ रही है कि she would be separated from her mother due to death, and she just kept on smiling and gave her mother an assurance that they would meet again. मदर को क्या assurance देती है कि वो फिर से मिलेंगे. उसको ये नहीं उसको शो कर रही कि उसके मन में डर है कि वो she would not survive and they would not be able to meet again, but she gave assurance to her mother that they would meet again. That's why the word is used, see you soon amma, that is giving assurance for the future that they would meet. And just to give assurance so that the mother should not feel bad and depressed and sad with the idea which she was having in her mind, she kept on smiling. And here the poet has used the device repetition, because it is not the real smile, it is the fake smile which she just want to give to her mother so that she should not feel bad and depressed. Okay, clear Gurveer, everything clear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else? Please raise your hand if you have any problem so that I can move forward. Anyone else having any problem? Please beta keep yourself mute. Muskan Verma. Yes, Gurveer beta. Any other problem? You have still raised your hand. If there is no problem, then lower your hand. You have problem, okay? Yes, unmute.
ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the poetic devices used? All the poetic
Devices used in the first stanza, similes used. Ashen like that of a corpse. Her face is compared to ashes as if it was a dead body. And then in the ending lines, which we have just explained, as a late winter's moon, this is again a simile. In the last line, we have repetition, smile and smile and smile. Then in the second paragraph, stanza, you can say, ending lines of the first page, trees sprinting, the merry children spilling. These are the images used to give contrast of the young age and the old age. These are the images or the contrast, you can say, used. Okay. Yes, anyone else having any doubt? Quickly raise your hand if you have any problem for anything. Otherwise, I am moving forward for the next chapter. If you don't have any doubt, I'll send you the assignment today for the poem where extracts will be there and the questions will be there. You have to solve the questions according to your roll numbers. Odd roll numbers will solve the odd serial number of the question, and even roll numbers will solve the even serial number of the questions. Okay, but extracts you all are to solve, and we will discuss the extracts in the class. That you will not send for the checking, only the question assignments will be sent for the checking. You will check your extracts part in the class only. Okay, tomorrow we will discuss the extracts of the poem in the class. I'll share the PDF today, you will solve it, and tomorrow we will discuss those questions in the class, what are given in the extracts. The rest assignment for the question you are to complete on the loose sheets, and for that you will send me in the form of PDF when I'll ask you for the checking. Okay, we'll get turn maybe at the end of this week because I have started with 9th, then 10th class turn will be there, then your turn will come. No problem to anyone? Should I move forward? No hand raised. Okay, Robin Singh. Robin Singh, beta. Please unmute yourself. Robin Singh. No. Let's discuss the questions given at the back before we move for the next. First question, Muskan Verma. Muskan Verma. Yes, beta, please unmute yourself. This will be wastage of time if you people don't answer. Beta, you are unmuted. Try from your side, Muskan Verma. Okay, Jasmine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, first question, beta.
What is the kind of pain and ache that the poet feels?
Okay.
Whenever the poet looks at her mother, she thought of her pale and wan face, that she is not active at all, and colorless face. Her old familiar pain. She realizes her pain also, and she thought of her childhood fear that in childhood she was afraid of the marriage, that he will be separated from her mother. But now she is having the fear that also like her mother she would become old one day and will die.
Yes. Next, here you can mention both type of fears. In her childhood, she had the fear of being separated from her mother due to marriage. And now, due to the old age, she had the fear of being separated from her mother. And she felt the same feeling for herself, that she would also grow old and one day she will also decay and die. That was the familiar ache or the pain that she feels. Next, why are the young trees described as sprinting? Beta, all of you, please participate in the discussion. Sanjana. Sanjana, beta, please unmute yourself. Yes, I can see Dipinder raising the hand. Yes, beta.
The young trees were described as sprinting because the poet was in the car when she saw outside the trees were running as she was in the car, the car was moving the car was moving, and she thought that the trees were sprinting because the car was moving towards the airport. She was going to the airport, and
Yes.
she was in the pain. She was in the pain that her mother uh, is not so active. Her face is pale, and she will be died. And she
Why do you
was
feel
all.
that this phrase or this comparison is given? What does the poetess want to convey here by telling us the young trees printing? Yes, Rupinder? Why does the poetess use this phrase or the word sprinting here? One thing that you have told, that the car is moving and the trees are also moving. This is a similarity given. When we move in any vehicle, we feel that the trees are leaving behind. What is the significance? Why the poetess has used this moving image here? Yes? The poetess wants to give the comparison of the scene inside and outside. Inside, it was a scene of inactivity, passivity of her mother, who was dull, having no enthusiasm and vigor, whereas the trees outside were running fast. That shows the symbol of activity and action, full of strength and vigor, whereas the mother has lost that vigor and strength at this old age. Okay. Yes, Diksha, coming to the next question.
The poet has brought the image of married children spilling out of their homes as the image of happiness of life, contrasting her old dozing mother, who looks lifeless, pale, as she was aging and near to death. She wanted to contrast between the different ages of human life as the happiness and the end of the living
Yes.
life.
The children life, childhood age, full of happiness, having no worry, no tension, moving freely here and there, and the old age without any activity, without any vigor, without any happiness, sadness. That is the comparison or the contrast that is brought through this image of married children spilling out of their homes or running out of their homes. Yes, next question. I want some more students to raise their hands. Those who have not answered. Yes, Bhagat Preet, please. Yes, beta. Bhagat Preet, please unmute yourself. Next
Yes,
question.
ma'am. Why has the mother been
Beta,
compared to
please
the
switch
late
on your
winter?
video when you talk. I want to see your face also. Switch on your video.
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not at home. So I can't on video.
Your voice is not clear. Switch on your video. Bhagat Preet, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, switch on your video also, beta.
Ma'am, I'm not at home, so I can't on the video. Sorry.
You're not able to? Okay, answer. Answer question number 4.
Uh, the poet's mother has been compared to the late winter's moon to bring out the similarity of aging and decay. It lacks a shine and strength.
Yes, late winter's moon. Her mother has been compared to the late winter's moon, just to tell that just like the moon in the late winter season, it loses its beauty, shine, and brightness. In the same way, mother has also lost her strength and vigor, and she has become dull and colorless, no brightness and no strength. Next, yes, anyone else? Please raise your hands. Drishti Vedi, yes. Roll number 17 from Commerce. Please, beta. Yes. Beta, please unmute from your side. Yes. Your voice is not audible. Voice is not audible. I cannot listen you. You are unmuted, but I think you have not connected your audio. Drishti Vedi, okay. Not able to listen what you are saying. Check your audio connection, beta. By the time we are moving to the next student. Manya, yes, beta. Unmute yourself.
What do the parting words of the poet and her smile signify? The
Yes.
poet's parting words, see you soon, Amma, signifies the poet that she is reassuring her mother and infusing optimism in the mother, and her smile signifies the fake smile of the poet.
Her parting words and her smile signify hope and fear, both things. Parting words and the smile that signify her hope that she would meet her mother again, giving hope to her mother, giving fake smile just to assure her. That is a hope she is giving to her mother. but she had fear in her mind. Actually, she had fear in her mind that she would not be able to meet her mother again. She would not survive more. Maybe she would not be able to see her again in the next visit. So she had fear of losing her mother and giving hope to her mother that they would meet again. So the parting words of the poet and her smile signify both fear as well as hope. Hope for the mother and fear for herself. Okay? Clear? Uh, yes, anyone else who can raise the hand for the question? I'll give you one more question. Yes, Ketan Sethi. Ketan Sethi or Harjot Parmar. Harjot Parmar. Please unmute yourself. Harjot Parmar, please unmute. Yes, Ketan. Yes, Ketan beta. In the first stanza, we are given a simile poetic device. Can you find out that phrase? Yes? Yes. Can you explain this phrase? Yes, the poetess has used this simile like that of a corpse. When we start the phrase with like or as comparison is given, this is used as a simile. And here the poetess has compared the face of her mother, which was dozing, open mouth, having color like ashes, dull gray color, with a corpse as if it was a dead body. And because she has grown so old that she did not have the vigor and the vitality and the strength, so she was dozing, sitting beside her. Okay, thank you, beta. Now, if you have any doubt, you can raise your hands. Anyone? Otherwise, I'm moving to chapter number 2. Yes, anyone having any problem? You can raise your hand. Samvit Dugal. Samvit Dugal, please unmute yourself. Samvit Dugal, please unmute yourself, beta. Not able to? Jatin, Jatin Nischal. No. Okay, it means you people don't have any problem. No hand raised from your side for any problem. Okay, let's move to the next chapter. Second chapter will have little introduction. Lost Spring.